Hold this. Okay, so when I wrote my grocery list, I just looked through the ingredients, went to get that, and then came home. So I haven't checked out the recipe at all yet. But before I like to start, I like to read through the whole recipe just in case I use something that I shouldn't have earlier on in the recipe. It looks quite straightforward. There's just a bit of time. If you're not vegan, then you might be wondering, like, how do you make macaron without egg whites? And we're going to be using aquafaba. This one, when you start whisking it, it really turns into basically meringue. It's pretty amazing. I've made meringue before using aquafaba and it turned out really, really well. So these are going to be cookies and cream macarons. They're basically like Oreo macarons. And I just want to get the basics down because my favorite macarons of all time are like pistachio, raspberry, or lemon and poppy seed. So once I get this down, I want to explore with those. But obviously when you put things like lemon into the actual meringue, it will change the consistency and it won't work if you do it incorrectly. So I want to get the basics down first and then experiment afterwards. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to place the aquafaba and the cream of tartar in a mixing bowl. I've actually never used cream of tartar before. I was really lucky that I was able to find it in bulk from Sprouts, so I could just get a small amount. I hate buying a big amount of things that I'm not sure if I'm going to use again, so it was nice to be able to buy that in bulk. Yeah, so I guess let's get going with that, and then we add in the ground almond flour and the confectioner's sugar afterwards. Almond flour, honestly, almost bankrupted me. It's kind of wild how expensive things are here. Obviously almonds are expensive, but always shocked. Always shocked. Could you help me a sec? Would you mind holding this bag just while I drip this stuff in?
I thought you were just, I saw that in your hand and honestly looked like a magical cup to me. It's like, what are you doing? I was very curious. I mean, I feel like if you had one of those that you weren't using, you just cut the end off, it could be a good backup to this.
Hold this. Thank you. That just looks like a pie. So, at least I have an even number. I didn't even bother to count. 2, 4, 6, 8.
They don't look very good.
Okay, I think I've done the hard part. Piped everything out, put the cookie stuff on top. Yeah, it's a little messy, but this is the first time I've ever made them and I'm quite happy with how they have turned out so far. I definitely think they were the wrong consistency though. I don't think that they were smooth enough. They might still just taste beautiful. So we've got to wait for an hour for it to form a kind of film on top and then you put them in. Otherwise I think you don't get that kind of crunchy but soft texture when you usually bite into a macaron. What do we do afterwards? And then we put it in the oven. Yeah, and you cook them for about 20 minutes, turning every 5 minutes. My only worry is I'm using a book by Holly Jade and she's actually a British food blogger. I discovered her earlier this year and she just makes so many vegan bakery treats. Baking is definitely, when it comes to sweet things anyway, not my strong point at all. So I wanted to buy a book by someone that I thought I really like their content. They clearly know what they're talking about and it will give me a really great foundation to learn about basic things like macarons because I think they're fairly straightforward in terms of the ingredients and what to do. It's just learning when to notice when things are at the point at which you want to move on to the next stage. That's always my most difficult thing, especially when it comes to sourdough, macarons, just knowing when you've got the right texture or consistency and then being able to move on afterwards. I also have a reusable piping bag because I don't want to buy a disposable one. And of course we can use it over and over again. But yeah, for the moment, I'm just gonna leave these to, I guess, dry. And then we'll put them in the oven and we'll make the inside, the filling. Gosh. Okay, I thought I left them out long enough on the side to form that film. I clearly didn't. So the top is really nice, but it has sort of like splurged out the bottom. I think it's still gonna be okay for this purposes, but lesson learned. We won't be doing that again. So I'm just gonna let these cool, and then once they're fully cool, we'll put the filling inside and see if it still works. But they might look a bit funny, but I think they'll still turn out pretty good. Okay, I just realized that the stuff that has splurged out means that there's no filling in the actual top bit, so I'm gonna make them again. Okay, thank you very much.
Underneath the sea of stars I bloom to make it through to where everything could be ours. If you could be my open skies and I could be a wildflower. I believe the rains are coming. Wait, I know it seems like miles and miles away, but I believe that everything's about to change.
Okay, so these have been in the fridge overnight, just setting the kind of buttercream inside, and I'm pretty happy with the way that these have turned out. I think the only issue was that it spread a little bit, and that could be because my temperature's too hot, I overmixed, or I undermixed the meringue. So I guess those are just some things that I will refine over the next few weeks before Christmas, because I want to make some on Christmas Day. But yeah, apart from that, I'm pretty happy. They just look so cute and they taste good, which I think is the main thing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you enjoyed it, please let me know and give it a like if you liked it, and let me know in the comments if there are any videos you want to see over the next couple of weeks. Okay,